What's going on, guys? It's your channel TFD coming back with another video. So, it looks like Cheryl Miller is making waves again, and this time, it's all about Caitlin Clark. She's going viral for her high praise of Clark's performance in the All-Star game. And guys, for this one, we got to take it straight to the All the Smoke podcast. Let's get it. Let's go. Cheryl Miller feels for Caitlin Clark. She understands the feeling of being hated for on-court success. Miller, a three-time College Player of the Year from 1984 to 1986, dominated the women's basketball scene at a time when the WNBA did not exist. Women's basketball was only starting to gain its footing, joining the Summer Olympics in 1976. But her skill warranted detractors, especially as a black woman. I know what it's like to be a black woman and hated because of my color. I can't imagine this young lady. I don't want to use hate, but despised, Miller told Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson on the All the Smoke podcast. The Caitlin Clark effect. Clark's arrival in the WNBA has driven record ratings and attendance to the league. Viewership up 113% on ESPN, up 133% on Ion versus 2023 season. Attendance up 47% versus 2023 season. Expansion 16 teams by 2028, 12 last season. This growth has put the players in position to ask for a significant wage increase in their next collective bargaining agreement that starts in the 2026 season, but has also brought more hate, both for Clark and against her peers. Miller called out those who have a problem with the attention the young star has received. Is she getting hyped? Yes, but she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time, sometimes maybe more than you were. I can't fault her for what she was given. You big dummies. You are getting paid now, right? Everybody now has an opportunity to pull up their chair and have a seat, Miller said. Miller, who coached both Clark and Angel Reese at the 2024 WNBA All-Star Game, said the two got along so well as teammates. She recognized that the two are being pitted against each other, in part because of their race differences, but thinks it's good for the league. They never got caught up into it. And those two are the foundation of the great stories and narratives coming out of the NCAA now flooding the WNBA, which helps the WNBA, Miller said. Last year, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert spoke about the rivalry between the two and, like Miller, compared it to the NBA's classic rivalry between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. It is a little of that Larry Bird, Magic Johnson moment. If you recall from 1979, when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry, Engelbert said. But Engelbert received backlash or comments, including from top WNBA stars and WNBPA Executive Director Terry Jackson.
You spent some time with Caitlin Clark.
Best coaching job ever.
Best coaching job
Best
ever.
coaching job ever.
Being around Caitlin Clark, how was the experience for her? She's such a big star. I mean, the sky's the limit for her. To be around her, just talk about the type of person she is and how much she loves the game.
I'm going to be honest because it needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like to be hated. I know what it's like to be a black woman and hated because of my
skin.
color.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised.
Mm-hmm.
And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Mm-hmm. Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't the truth.
Right.
And Angel and her got along so well, and watching them practice and just get it. And Caitlin's like, just fly, and watching her pass. And I didn't know how talented she was and how well she sees the game in a 3D version, thinker. Defensively, a lot better than I thought and gave her credit for. So watching her and just spending a little time. And one thing, guys, that I've learned is to step back and let these kids be themselves. Look, I speak when I'm spoken to.
Mhm.
I'm not sitting up there knocking on anybody's door, offering my advice because I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be social media, Instagram this. I don't know what it's like to be bombarded and have to be the breadwinner in the family and be a brand and be worried about what I do or say and everything else, and 24/7 being pulled in so many different directions and not knowing. And then throw in the fact that if I'm insecure, if I've got my own mental issues going on, who do I talk to? I don't regret being born when I was.
Right.
I'm in the right place at the right time. It's just been fascinating to watch these young ladies come up and now take the baton and take it to a different level.
She handled it in a graceful way as well. Some of your peers, they will recognize, her game, but they won't recognize her impact.
Right.
How can you separate the two? It's kind of
You know,
hard, right?
and I used and Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies. Is she getting hyped? Yes.
Yeah.
But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time,
the same
sometimes
work.
maybe more than you were.
Right.
I can't fault her for what she was given. But look, as much as she was given, you can't tell me if that door would have swung the other way where she didn't live up to the hype.
Right.
Come on, folks are still waiting for her to fall.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yep.
So, with that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
Right.
Everybody
to do
now
with it.
has an opportunity to pull up their chair and have a seat.
Mhm.
So that's the only thing. And thank God I don't listen to I don't follow social media, and I could really care less because I've been delivered from being a people pleaser and what you think about me.
Right. Me too.
But I will tell you one thing. I'm just glad that these young ladies who are at the upper tier players, I hope and pray that they have a solid foundation, and they know guys who they are, because you know how vicious it is out there.
Do you see any correlation with Caitlin and Angel Reese, what they've done for the WNBA, as to what Magic and Bird did when they came in at the same time?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that Larry and Irv used to laugh at, white against black.
Yeah. And they loved each other.
East Coast, West Coast, loved each other, and respected one another, and understood that this rivalry, this tension, whatever, it was for the betterment of the game, but they never got caught up into it.
Yeah.
And those two are the foundation of the great stories and narratives coming out of the NCAA now, flooding the dub, which helps the dub.
Right.
So that's, my main thing. I want to see how we as women, because again, I know they're going to get mad at me for saying this, we can be petty, we can be short-sighted.
If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you.